welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Less Interested, and that couldn't be farther from the truth. Today we're going to be talking to local modeler Dirk Pitt, who runs his own YouTube channel, and he makes models and shares them with people out there. It's silly. It's really silly. But we're going to be asking him 40 random questions. And 40 random questions? What are we, 12-year-old girls? We couldn't come up with something better than 40 random questions? Anyway, we're going to be asking this guy 40 random questions to get to know him better. So, let's start off. Dirk, it's a pleasure to meet you. Welcome to the show. Hey, Les, thank you. It's a pleasure being here. I'm honored to be here to have this interview with you. I was actually kind of shocked. I didn't think I was interesting enough to have this kind of interview done, but yeah. Please ask whatever you'd like. I don't mind. I'd be happy to answer your questions. Okay, so we're going to ask you 40 questions. Be totally honest with us, because people out there on that really popular YouTube channel out there of yours really want to know what's going on in your life and get to know you better, so be honest. Question number 1. Do you like blue cheese? Do I like blue cheese? Yeah, I do. I like it in all forms. I like it in all kinds of things. I like it on my salad, which I try not to do too much because it's so fattening, because I'm so svelte and trying to watch my weight. But yeah, I like it on salads. Of course, you have it with your wings. Me and the missus, before we got heavily involved, we used to have these little snack things, and with some wine, with some hard crusted semolina cheese bread and some tomato and cheese and everything. It was great, fantastic. But yeah, I like blue cheese. Again, it's not my go-to thing because it's so frickin' fattening, but yeah, I kind of like it. It's good stuff. Good stuff. That's really good answer. Question number 2. Do you like Coke or Pepsi? If I'm going to be completely honest, I'm not really a soda drinker. No, not really. But if I had to choose, I choose Moxie. Moxie. I've never heard of that before. I'll have to try it sometime. Hey, now this is one I'm sure a lot of people out there are really interested in knowing, and that is, are you taken? Are you in a relationship right now? Why, Les? Yes, I am. Hard to believe, but somebody like myself, I'm taken. Here's a good one. Whiskey, tequila, or vodka? Which is your drink of choice? Oh, ooh, that's a tough one. Whiskey, tequila, vodka. I'd have to say yes. But really, if I had to choose one over the other, I'd take whiskey with some Moxie. Yeah, I can't blame you for that. That's true. Very, very true. Now, this one, I'm looking at you, so you've got to have a unique answer to this one. Cheeseburger or hot dog? Which is your favorite? Dude, look at me. What do you think? Does it really matter? No, but really, all joking aside, it depends on my mood. Good cheeseburger is always good, but you know what? A hot dog? But if I'm choosing a hot dog, it's not just going to be a regular hot dog with ketchup and mustard. I like the dogs that have stuff in them, whether it's a Texas wiener chili cheese dog or a something like the specialty dogs that you'd get in Chicago. Man, I was in Chicago once and I had a hot dog there. I couldn't believe it. It was absolutely fantastic. Okay, which shouldn't surprise you. Look at me. And since we're on the topic, the next question would be, what's your favorite food? I mean, really, what? Just before you go on the air and make these great videos, what do you have? Or do you actually have this great food after you great videos? when you're sitting back and basking in all your glory and comments that are coming through. What is your favorite food? That's a tough one. I remember when I was a kid, I was asked this in my catechism class. And at the time I had said fried chicken. I don't know why I remember that, but I do. I remember that. But my tastes have evolved over the years, and there's so many things that I like. I mean, there's now I've evolved, so I like fish. Of course, I like steak and all that stuff. I'm not sure if it came down to my last meal, what would I choose? I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. Actually, the other thing is too, when I was younger and a kid, every year for my birthday, my mother made me a lasagna. Because at the time I liked lasagna. So, yeah, I gotta tell you, I don't know. I'd just say I like food. Okay, this one's a tough one. You wake up in the morning. What is the first drink of the day for you? What is it that gets your motor running? Easy one. Every morning. Coffee. And then I get up and move around, take a shower, have some more coffee. Then I'll be at work, drinking more coffee. Yeah, I get it. Now, this one's going to be challenging. Can you do 100 push-ups? Whew, let me tell you, that's an embarrassing question because there was a time that I could do more than 100 push-ups. I was law enforcement, and then I was in the military. I played hockey back in the day, so I've always had a physical life. But now it's changed. Now I'm older, and things are falling apart. I don't think I can, my size is one thing, but with my shoulders the way they are, I don't know if I could do 5 push-ups right now. But there was a time I could. Yeah, time's a bitch. It affects us all. It's just sitting there over our shoulder, that predator following us everywhere we go. Time's a bitch. Tell me, for all the ladies out there that are watching, what's your favorite season? Oh, yes. My favorite time of the season. Yes. I think I like fall best of all, to be honest with you. Summer's nice, but I think I like the fall the best. Leaves on the ground, the changing, and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. I like the fall. Is there any hobbies that you like to do? I mean, we know you do scale modeling. You're so prolific at it. But is there anything else you do? Any kind of hobbies that you enjoy? Well, to be honest with you, back in the day, my hobbies were quite a bit. I used to tinker with cars. Mustang guy, so I used to tinker with cars all the time. Mustangs. Played hockey. That was a big thing. Stuff like that. But now, to be honest with you, I just find myself. It's just scale modeling and a little bit of writing here and there. Short stories, stuff like that. Nothing that anybody will ever see, but that kind of stuff, just to pass the time. So that someday, when I pass, people look through my things and go, what the fuck was he doing with his life? What a waste. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. You sure a 12-year-old girl didn't make up these questions? Do you have any tattoos? Inquiring minds want to know. Yeah, actually I do. I have a tattoo. Got it late in life. And at the time I even wanted more. But now it's kind of hard to justify getting another one. I just, I don't know, I just don't see the point in it anymore. But I do like my tattoo. I do like tattoos. I'm not offended by tattoos. But I didn't just get a random tattoo. There are people that just get tattoos for tattoos. Mine means something to me. So that's why it took me so long to decide if I wanted another one. Because I had to find something that was important to me. And like I said, I found something else, but the time kind of passed. I just don't know that I really need to do that right now. And when I did get mine, it was at a life-changing event. So right now I'm not at that point in my life anymore. So yeah, I got a tattoo. Yeah. Do you wear glasses? Well, no, I don't. This one's interesting. Any phobias? What is it that what is it that you are afraid of? What's your phobia? Sure. Yeah, sure. Hard to explain. I don't know. I never really thought of it. I mean, the obvious one is heights. You know, I get on next to a high, like if I'm up on a ledge of something, going to the edge, and I get that feeling in the pit of my stomach. But then again, back in the day, I kind of embraced that phobia, and I did a couple jumps out of an airplane. So, kind of, I don't know if it's a phobia if you conquered it or if you put it aside and went forth. But I'd say probably my biggest phobia, marriage. Very interesting. That is very interesting. The next question is interesting too, and that is, do you have any nicknames? Do you go by anything other than Dirk Pitt? What is your nickname? You know what? I probably do. You'd have to ask my ex-wife. She'd probably give you a whole slew of names that she'd call me. This one's another good one. Riveting questions. What's your favorite candy? I mean, aside from Halloween when we're all chowing down on a candy, just a random day, what is it your go-to candy that you reach for that just satisfies you? I know it looks like I love candy, but I'm not really a candy guy. I'm a salts guy, so like chips and stuff like that, that's really my downfall. But if I had to have candy, I like a good Heath bar or 100 Grand. I think they're pretty good. Good choice. Good choice. Let me ask you a serious question. Do you believe in ghosts? You know, ghosts. I'm going to say, I'm not saying I don't believe. I'm not saying I do believe. But back in the day when I was a young man, I worked at a rescue squad in my town. And we had a building, and we were always told it was haunted. And we evolved to a time where we actually slept in the building. We used to go home, and a call would come, we'd drive to the building and then go. But then we built a bunk room, and we'd stay there. So we spent a lot of nights there. And I tell you what, we heard some noises in that building, things in that building that it just wasn't natural. So part of me wants to say, yeah, there is ghosts. Then the other part of me says, you're out of your effing mind. There ain't no ghosts. So, I guess I'm torn on that one. But I'll tell you what, there were some strange things going in that building at the time. Strange things. Yeah, I see where you're going with that. That's, yeah, riveting. Let me ask you something. Let's get serious for a second here. What do you feel is your biggest downfall? My biggest downfall? Again, talk to my ex-wife. I'm sure she'll tell you the list is long and extensive. Let me tell you. If you had your choice, what would you prefer? Rain or snow? I gotta say, snow. Because snow is, I mean, you could do stuff with snow. Rain comes down and there's that initial, you can run around with your favorite chick by your side type thing. You know, it's all kinds of romantic and everything. But snow, there's something about a falling snow, especially at night and everything's quiet. You get the deadening sound. And sure, it sucks to have to shovel it, but I'd have to go with snow. You got a point there. I agree. That's good. That's good. Just between you and me, you have any piercings? You know, a little thing under, you know, pierce a hole there that you didn't come with from the factory? No. Well, actually, I take it back. At one time, I did have an earring. Again, it was a late in life thing, and I did have an earring for a couple of years. So, but I don't anymore. But I did for a very short time. Tell us, just how old is Dirk Pitt? Well, to be honest with you, I'm younger than I look, but I feel older than I am. I wouldn't have believed that. Holy cow. Wow. while we're on the subject, well, we've been all over the place on this, but while we're on the subject of food, which do you prefer, French fries or onion rings? A lot of food questions. What would make you ask a guy like me all these food questions? You know, of course, who can deny fries? Fries are great, right? Fries are good. Big, thick steak fries, McDonald's fries, which are probably the world's best. But to be honest with you, if I had my choice, onion rings are really good. Especially the ones with the real onion in them, the beer battered ones. They're really good. Yeah. Tell me, a handsome guy like you spend a lot of time in the basement making videos and stuff like that, but I can't believe that you've always done this. Do you have any kids? Do you ever get out of your basement, maybe meet up with a woman here and there? And, you know, do you have any kids? Have you ever mumboed under the sheets? You know, I mean, playing with Siren and all is just one thing, but you ever have any physical human contact that provided kids? You have any? Inquiring minds want to know. Yeah, I got 6 kids. So yeah, I used to have a hobby before I had scale modeling. Of course, back then we didn't have cable either. Tell me, this one's been bothering me. I gotta tell you, this one's been bothering me. What is your favorite color? Favorite color? I've always been partial to green. I know there's all kinds of spectrums of greens, but I like to think of like the dark greens. You know, kind of like the Bullet Mustang type color. You know, a dark ivory green. That's probably been my go-to color, I think. Tell me. Can you sing? You look like a guy that can sing. Maybe a little Pavarotti. You've got that build. Pavarotti, maybe. Oh, can you sing? Tell us. We want to know. No, I can't sing like Pavarotti. Actually, I can't sing at all. But that doesn't stop me from when I'm in the car and I'm jamming tunes and I'm driving somewhere by myself. I'm that idiot driving down the road and you see it, I'm in my car. And that's me. But yeah, I suck at it. Absolutely suck at it. But yeah, I like to sing to myself when I'm in a car. I can't help myself. But I would never do it in front of people. Well, since you can't sing, can you whistle? Can you? Can I guess. I guess so. I can't do bird, but I can make a noise. I always wanted to be that kind of guy that can go and like whistle across a football field and people would turn their heads, but no, I can't do that. But I can just generally whistle. Tell us, where were you born? I was born a poor black child. No, actually I was born in Canada. I would never have guessed that. Wow. Wow. Tell me, is there any more of you out there? Do you have any siblings? Do we have anything to worry about, you know? More of you? Yes. Yes, I do. I have a sister. She's about 12 years younger than me. So I missed out on that sibling rivalry all the time, you know, because we weren't so close in age. I mean, she was just coming into school. I was leaving school. But yeah, now we only live a couple blocks away from each other. We're pretty close. Yeah, I have a sister. This one's for all the ladies out there. They're going to want to know this one. Can Dirk Pitt cook? Come on, tell me. Can you cook? Actually, yeah, I guess I can. I do a lot of cooking. I like to cook. Am I good at it? That remains to be seen. You'd have to ask the people that eat my food. But yeah, I do like to cook. I like to get ideas from the internet, and I like to cook. And I like to do all kinds of stuff like that. It's a lot of fun sometimes. I look forward to it. You can call that a hobby. Put down as a hobby for me. Cooking. And of course, the perfect follow-up to a question like, can you cook is, can you swim? Yeah, actually, I can. Even back in the day when I was a young kid, when I was in Boy Scouts, I used to do the mile swim, so I've done that. I feel good about that. I do wish I was in shape enough to be able to do the the vet fundraising thing where they go into the Hudson River and they swim. But yeah, those days are behind me now. There's a lot of days behind me now. A lot of days are behind me now. This question to check out your well-roundedness. Are you a religious man? Do you believe in an entity bigger than yourself? Which is hard to believe there would be one bigger than you. But do you believe that there's someone out there larger than you looking down? Are you religious? Come on. No judgmental, not being judgmental here. I'm just curious. Are you religious? Ooh, that's actually a tough question. I'm surprised you asked it in this day and age. You know what? I was born a Catholic. I was raised a Catholic. But as soon as I got old enough, to be honest with you, I left. I was, shoved down my throat as a kid. So yeah, out the door I went when I could. But nowadays, I wouldn't say I don't believe, or I'm not really that religious anymore. I'm not going to say there is no deities or anything like that. It's just, I'm not a very religious person anymore. But that said, I do not deny anybody else from believing in it. If they want to choose and that kind of thing, I'm all for it. I'm supportive of it. But myself, to be honest with you, no. I'm not really religious. I always say I gave it up for Lent. Let me ask you, at the end of the day, you're done doing your thing. Do you prefer a bath or a shower? Which one is it? I'd have to say shower. There's not a tub around that's big enough to support me, so yeah, I'm a shower guy. Get in, get out. If you had your choice, would you prefer to live in the city or the country? Let's see, back in the day, again, those days are behind me. I used to love the city. I used to like going to visit the city and stuff like that. Probably wouldn't mind living in a city at some point. I would never have wanted to live in New York City, but Boston, I always thought that was such a great city that I would enjoy living in Boston. And my son right now is in college and he's living in Hoboken, which is a city-like environment, little mini New York, if you will. And I'm kind of envious of him. I walk down the streets, we go out there and visit and stuff like that, and it's kind of cool. But for me, myself, no. I find myself, while I've always lived in the suburbs, I wouldn't mind going back into a country type, small town with one blinking light in the center of town type thing. That's kind of, that's what happens when you get old, I guess, because that's the kind of life I wouldn't mind right now. Or, those you see on Facebook, would you live here for $1 million? It's a little log cabin next to a creek, and it's like, yeah, you know what? I'd do it for less. So, yeah, I'm probably more of a country person at this point in time. With this time that we spent together, I feel like I'm really getting to know you. But, are you really a good friend? Are you a good friend? Am I a good friend? It's kind of hard to ask somebody if you're a good friend, because who's going to say no? I like to think I am, but to be honest with you, you'd have to ask my friends if I'm a good friend or not, so, yeah, sorry. Tell me, have you ever broken any bones? Surprisingly, with all the things I've done, that old joke about growing up in the 60s and 70s for us guys, we didn't have the cable television at the time, we didn't have video games or phones, so we were outside doing stuff, rough and tumble type stuff. My years playing hockey, stuff like that. No, I don't think I really broke a bone. I will say, the reason I say I don't think is because I've banged my little toe into so many tables, it ain't funny. So I think I may have, but officially, on the record, never broken a bone. Oh, and I've been in many car accidents too, and I've never broken a bone, to my knowledge. I can relate to that. Absolutely can relate to that. Tell me, how many TVs do you own? TVs. I think we got 4 in our house. Each kid got one. We got one upstairs, one downstairs. Yeah, 4. Yeah, 4 TVs. Of course, then again with computers, don't ask me about computers. You can use them as TVs too, but yeah, I'll go with 4 less. You're a manly man. I can tell your answers are riveting. But, what is the worst pain you've ever suffered? I don't know. You talking physical pain? You talking emotional pain? Good point. I'm not really sure. Physical or mental? Which one? Or should I say physical or emotional? Which one? Physical pain? I've had kidney stones. They're pretty bad. I've been in some accidents too, but I think the kidney stones, when it comes to physical pain, it's probably the worst. Emotional pain? I was married. I got a divorce. I had kids. It's pretty frickin' hurtful. The things that they say about you after when you're going through a divorce stuff, that's pretty painful. So, yeah. Kidney stones, divorce, yeah, pretty painful. And divorce is the pain that keeps on giving, let me tell you. Okay, this one's another one the ladies are asking for. They are chomping at the bit to know this one. Tell me, Baryshnikov, can you dance? Yeah, right. Yeah. No. Always wanted to be honest with you. I always wanted to learn. I wanted to be able to, but no, I was never, no. Nope. This one I wasn't so sure about asking you because, well, there's an old joke about this, but do you like to go camping? I came from a camping family. My parents, when I was very young, we always went camping. We did tent camping. We did pop-up trailer camping. We did the 23-foot Prowler camper that we had in the Poconos we'd go to every weekend. And then when I was in the Boy Scouts, we went camping every month. Once a month, round the clock, we went camping. In the summertime, we did a week or 2 weeks in a row. So yeah, I've done camping. And then I got away from it for a while when I became older and was chasing women. When I got away from it, but now, life with kids, they going into Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, start doing it again. At first I really didn't want to, but then I started getting into it again. So, yeah, I like it. Tent camping is getting a little tiresome, I'll tell you that, but I wouldn't mind going out in a camper anymore. It's still a lot of fun. We do that as a family still. So, yeah, that's fun. Camping. It's a good thing. This next question. How do I ask this one? I'm going to ask this question to a guy who sits in his basement, plays with toys, builds things, sniffs glue all night long, by himself. So I'm going to ask this, tongue-in-cheek. Are you weird? Really? I'm in the midway point of my life. I spend most of my time in a basement working on scale models. You think I'm weird? You tell me. This next question, even I can't ask you this one. Well, I'll tell you about it, but I really can't ask an answer for this. You got to tag 6 friends that you want us to interview and get to know you. But that's kind of silly, so we're not going to do that. We're just going to leave this here like this and let people out there, our viewing audience, that were so captivated by this interview, to do the same thing. Maybe they'll come up with something. Let us know. Yeah, I don't have 6 friends that I would tag. I wouldn't want to do that to them. Yeah, I like that idea. Just play the video the way it is and let them decide. People decide who see if they want to do it or not. I'm not going to tag anyone, but yeah. Thank you very much for this. It was a very interesting time. I had a good time. I really did. But yeah, it's time to go back to my bench and do some scale modeling. Well, guys, I don't know about you, but I was compelled during that entire interview. That's got to be one of my best interviews to date. And me, less interesting. I've done a lot of interviews, but this one is by far the least interesting. Till next time, guys. Be strong.